taking out the trash task in Zherbai Quarries, Almaty Region. Hello there everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. We are driving in our PLAD 450 that we just cranked on this morning as we got here late last night for a task called taking out the trash. Now, taking out the trash is a task where they had three big garbage recycling bins at the bottom of each quarry. One at the new slate, the old slate, and one at the silver quarry. Now the other two we've already done. We've already picked up the garbage bins and we've already delivered them to the Metalworks Recycling Area. And we are just finalizing the task by picking up this last one here in the silver quarry. Now we decided to take the PLAD 450 for a change because it has the crane. Now of course we could have come in here too also with the Kenworth or the Mack Defense. They both have cranes, or any other truck that has a crane. But if you only need two cargo slots, which is what the garbage recycling bin holds, then you know a shorter truck like this is probably a little bit better to use. Now I'd use the Avonhorn, but then we wouldn't have the crane. So the PLAD 450 it was a very capable truck. We put that bin on the back just like that, and we're going to start dragging it out of here to the top of the silver quarry. It's going to take a little bit of work. Now the other nice thing about driving the PLAD 450 of course is that it's a bigger truck. It's got bigger tires, a little bit more clearance than say the Avonhorn, which has got a really low center of gravity. And the PLAD, you don't have to worry too much about the boulders. Now the big ones of course you do, and you got to go around them a little bit. You got to try and avoid them. But the smaller ones, I don't even bother to look at them anymore. I just look at where the truck can go. So with that in mind, you know, having a truck with bigger tires is always nice to have. Now some of these areas like this one up ahead here, it's pretty narrow, pretty tight. There's not a lot of room, but the PLAD will fit through, but you got to be careful because you can see by the front tires there, a little bit further over and we would have dipped off the side of the cliff. That would not have been a good thing because we would have ended up back at the bottom of the quarry, which is not where we want to be. We want to get through this little muddy, watery trap here and get through it and climb out the other side. Now we are almost finished in Zherbai Quarries, which is the only map in the Almaty region. So as soon as we finish here, we will be moving on. And I think we're going to be moving on to Quebec, to the harbor map in Quebec, and see what it's like to drive through a little bit of snow again. We're feeling a little bit lost in the mud and the dry area. So we're going to try that for a little while. But in the meantime, we still got to finish this here particular task, and I do believe we have two more jobs to do after this, and then we're done here. Now, as we come around the corner here, you can go straight or you can go up. If you go straight, then you're going to be coming up to a couple of places that are a little dubious in trying to get through. So we're going to take this route instead. The other one is a little bit tougher, some really narrow areas, tight turns. This one is basically you climb out of here, you've got to do a little bit of cross-country four-wheeling, which is basically what this truck is built for. And then we're going to travel across the bottom of the map because we're heading out towards the eastern side, and we're halfway up the map. We're going to travel down to the bottom and across the bottom until we get to the Metalworks Recycling Area. So as we're coming up the hill here, we're getting close to the top. And one reason that I I prefer to drive the PLAD over the Kenworth, which is the other truck I could have used because he has a crane and a 3-slot cargo bed. But with the 3-slot cargo bed, the truck's frame becomes quite a bit longer. Now, you might not think that will be a real big issue, as the Avonhorn is even shorter than the Plaid. So that's why I didn't want to go much longer than the Plaid. But as we get out of the quarry here and we get into the four-wheeling, the cross-country terrain, even though there's tracks, you'll see quite quickly that some of those turns are very tight, and the Kenworth would have a little bit of trouble. Now, I do believe I've been through here with the Kenworth before, but it was pretty tight getting through there, so the Plaid is a better choice. Plus, we only needed 2 cargo slots, so there's really no point, right? So as we're coming around the corner here, we're just gonna go along the hillside here for a little ways, and then we're gonna turn off right, up ahead a little bit. But first we got a little bit of, you know, it's not really a difficult road, it's more an inconvenient road. Has rocks on the road, has cracks, a little area, pocket areas that are kind of dug out, like this one right over here, even a little bridge. Got a little bit of everything in this, on this road on the side of the hill. Absolutely fantastic. Love driving this truck because you got all the power you need, lots of torque, lots of low-end torque. You don't have a lot of speed, but then again, SnowRunner is not about speed. Because here we got some really tight turns. The Kenworth would have had a tough time with that one there. And over here it gets a little bit tight too, but well, we would have made it through. But anyhow, like I said, we chose the Plaid, and we're going to continue to go with the Plaid because we like the Plaid just as much. So as we're coming up here, we're going to pull ourselves back out of this muddy area. Climbing up here. Now you can see just up ahead a little bit, not yet, but in a second here. Not this turn, but a little ways up ahead, there's a turn that goes towards the left. And it doesn't look like much, and it's really hard to see because it's hard to see the level of the road. The turn I'm talking about is right in front of us right now. You see, you really can't tell how much it's tipping until you get right into it, and the best thing to do is to drive slow. Don't turn your wheel too tight, and just slowly advance until you get the front end a little bit around the corner, and then you can pull the back end around too. That was one of the worst places in this particular journey. Now here we're going to take a turn to the right so we can head a little further south to the bottom of the map. And it's another tight turn. But we seem to be making it okay. In this journey, it's more about keeping the truck under control rather than anything else. It's not a difficult journey, but you do have to know where you're going. I mean, there's several different ways to get to the Metalworks Recycling Area, and you know, picking the most optimum one, of course, is the best. Now you can see that the tunnel entrance, it's a tunnel, it's the end of a road. It's not a tunnel entrance because there is no other maps. But there's a road just down, and you can see it, you'll be able to see it again right straight in front of you now. So we're gonna go through this swampy area and climb out the other side. Now the one problem about going this particular route is that once you get past the silver refinery plant up ahead, then you're into the road that's washed out in a couple of different places, and we've had a little bit of trouble getting through there. You know, it's not as easy. The Western Star twin steer was really tough. He was the hardest, and if you have any trucks with small tires that are a little bit lower to the ground, the Avonhorn did okay. And the Kenworth was, well, the Kenworth was okay, not bad. I'd say about the same as the Avonhorn. Now the Plaid, we're going to find out in a few minutes, how well he's going to go through there. It's kind of a little bit of a pain, but it's in the route, so you don't really have a lot of choice. Now here we're going to go through the parking lot area, central area of the Cas Minerals silver refinery. After we had repaired the conveyor belts, the silver is now up and running over to the refinery here. And we're going to head a little bit further south of the refinery. And we got right off the bat, as soon as we get down near the bottom of this here little stretch, we got a detour right off the bat. As you can see, there's a bridge down right straight in front of us. They're working on it though. It looks like they got a backhoe down there. So maybe one day it'll be repaired. But unfortunately, the Opafet will be gone onto the next map. So here we're just gonna cruise through here. Most of these areas are not much of a problem area for the PLAD. If they do pose a little bit of a problem, it's only temporary until, you know, like through the watery areas, you go a little bit slower, and then you can also use your winch and pull yourself through if you're going too slow. But unfortunately, it's there, and we have to go through it. There's no two ways around it. There is no detour to go by it. None that I have found. If there is a detour, I'd like for somebody to tell me. Not that it's going to help me much anymore now, but it might help the next person. You know. So anyhow, this here part of the watery detour, I always like to stay a little bit close to the rocks. It seems to give you a little bit more traction and makes your truck go a little bit faster. Well, it might not. I'm not sure. You look at it and you can see it's not moving very quickly, and there's 3 little watery areas like this that we got to go through, and then once we're through that, we got it made. We got it made in the shade, and it'll be clear steering to the Metalworks factory. But first, we still got to get through this here muddy water area. It's a little bit of a pain, and sometimes you need to grab hold of a log and winch your front end a little bit over, like this time. Just pull it a little bit to one side, and then I can climb up onto the pavement part. That's 1 down, 2 to go. Now on this one, I think we stay a little bit closer to the right-hand side. It seems like it has a little bit more traction there, but then when I went there, it didn't seem to work too good, so I figured, okay, we'll go left, see if we can grab that tree up above the rocks there with the winch, and maybe just pull us forward a little bit. He's still going. Well, here we go. Okay, that pulled us a little bit further forward. Now, if we can grab that pole on the right-hand side, on the other side of the guardrail, no, that's still the tree. No, still the tree. Okay, let's try it one more time. Okay, let's do one more. And there we go. That's the one we were looking for. You have to get close enough, I suppose, before it'll grab it. But finally grabs it, and it pulls the front end out with full wheel. Doesn't take much to pull the rest of the truck out. And then again over here, it's the same thing. You know, if you can manage to grab that telephone pole on the right-hand side there, just across the road. Unless you got lots, well, it looks like you got lots of traction there, so we don't need to throw the winch out. Then as we go up the road here, we got one more tiny detour straight in front of us. Do not follow the paved road because it's washed out just up above around the corner. So come up here with me and you will make it to the top. No problem. Just go a little bit slower, avoid the biggest rocks, drive in between them, and we'll just pull ourselves out at the top end there. Just a little bit further. There we go. Okay. And I think that is all the problem areas on this particular route. It's just now we got a few rocks and boulders on the road, but that never stopped the Opafet, no matter what vehicle he was driving. And we're getting close because I can see that the black down-pointing arrow in the yellow diamond box is up on the screen, meaning that we're close to the drop-off area. Yes. Yeah, see the rocks, they slow you down a little bit sometimes depending on how big they are. But not an issue. But it looks like we're going to get this delivered in one piece without any incidents. Absolutely fantastic. That's just great. Metalworks Recycling Area is right there up ahead of us. Great job. Really enjoyed this one. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it, some interesting tips or anything, or if you just watch it for the fun of it, that's great too. You know, watch it, like it, and share it. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any upcoming videos. We got some good ones coming up. We always upload once a day, and we try to get as many good videos as we can, especially in SnowRunner. Anyhow, until then, we've been taking out the trash in our PLAD 450 with me as the driver, the Opafet.